Welcome back to Animal X. They're our best friends, faithful and always there. But is it possible that some know more about us than we know about them? In the first of two special reports, we investigate the strange powers that many pets have.
Throughout history, they've been renowned for their uncanny ability to sense certain things, most notably, impending disaster. Countless animals have been credited with saving lives, often during incredible feats of endurance. It's claimed that even nature's tiniest creatures have a sixth sense, and that they too can predict catastrophes like earthquakes. But is it possible for them to read our minds, know our intentions? New research suggests they can, and over great distances and periods of time. Animal X went to London to meet the man at the center of a controversial scientific experiment into animal behavior. His name, Dr. Rupert Sheldrake, a former researcher at Cambridge University, now working as an experimental biologist. He hopes the results of his experiments will help revolutionize our understanding of animals and nature.
I'm saying it's time we started looking at our animals, taking our animals seriously, and learning what they can teach us and what they can tell us.
In his quest to explore the unexplained powers of animals, Dr. Sheldrake has been investigating pets that know when their owners are returning home. It's a subject that he initially researched for his book, 7 Experiments That Could Change the World. In it, he gives case histories of pet owners who've experienced the phenomena of their animals reacting days, sometimes weeks ahead of their return home. His latest research has added more weight to the theory that some animals do have a psychic link with their owners and will react well in advance to them coming home. He has collected more than 2,000 cases, many of which are incredible.
Well, we've found cases of dogs that know when their owners are coming home from, say, from New York to England, and react when they're getting on a plane at JFK Airport in New York. This is when people have been away on holidays. When people have been away for longish periods, the pets often react hours in advance, and this quite often corresponds with them getting on a plane or flying home from thousands of miles away.
So how can animals know what we're thinking? Dr. Sheldrake bases this mysterious ability on a scientific term called Morphic fields, which work in a similar way to radio and television transmissions. These fields are invisible. You can't see them in the air, but animals can pick up on them, thereby tuning into our thought patterns. But Dr. Sheldrake says more work is needed to find out just how powerful they really are. To test his theories, Dr. Sheldrake has employed researchers like David Brown. He works out of Santa Cruz in California and has spoken to hundreds of people who claim to have pets that can predict when they're coming home. David's background is in psychobiology, and he's written a number of articles on the psychic pets phenomenon, in particular, how animals can predict earthquakes. David has been busy collecting case studies. He's even found a pet mouse that has alerted its owner to several tremors. In each case, the animal has acted out of character, becoming wild, agitated, hiding or disappearing altogether in the lead up to a quake.
It's almost undoubtedly true that animals are picking up on something. Maybe not before every earthquake, maybe not in every case, but there's enough anecdotal evidence, hundreds of years of it, to really show that there's something significant going on. Part of the evidence for that is that animals do respond to electrical airborne particles, and that also there seems to be that animals like fish or animals in the water respond first, then land animals, and then birds in the air. So it seems like it's actually radiating upwards, whatever the effect is, whatever the stimulus is that's causing this effect.
As for pets anticipating their owner's return, Dr. Sheldrake has compared results from random surveys in 3 very different areas: Santa Cruz, California, the rural town of Ramsbottom in England, and urban North London. He's compiled some amazing statistics.
The remarkable thing is that we've come up with very similar patterns in such different environments. Dogs that know when their owners are coming home. In Ramsbottom and in London, 46% of dog owners, exactly the same percentage, said their dog seems to know when a member of the family is coming home. In Santa Cruz, the percentage was 52%. So we could say that roughly 1 dog out of 2 seems to know when its owner's coming home. We're talking about something that's a very common phenomenon.
Among those who've spoken to Dr. Sheldrake is Sandy Ward, who lives in the county of Devon in southwest England. Over the years, her dog Chalie has shown all the classic signs of a psychic pet. She says Chalie knows when her husband Brian is about to leave work and come home, usually on a Friday, even though he travels from London about 400 kilometers away.
I just have a dog that knows it's Friday. She doesn't do this any other evening. She'll lay with me on the sofa most evenings. She will play. She will go upstairs and lay upstairs. But try getting her off her beanbag on a Friday evening.
Normally, what happens is this. Come Friday evening, Brian will telephone his work colleagues to say he's heading off home. Times vary, but it's often around 6 o'clock. The Wards have kept a log of Chalie's movements and say that when Brian decides to call it a day, Chalie knows it's time to head for her beanbag by the window and wait for her owner. It can take Brian 5.5 hours to drive home, and Chalie will wait dutifully on her beanbag the whole time. And Sandy says somehow Chalie will know if there's been a change of schedule.
Brian thought he'd come home Thursday evening instead of Friday and spend the day with friends and surprise us. And we had friends, we were eating, where's Chalie, on her bed. And she laid there, and I told her it was the wrong evening. Silly dog, it's Thursday, not Friday. And about 11:30, Brian walked in. So she knew, and I didn't, because he didn't tell me he was coming home.
Is Chalie really psychic? Capable of reading Brian's thoughts from 400 kilometers away? Well, certainly Dr. Sheldrake thinks so.
You could call Chalie's reactions psychic, you could call them telepathic, you could say it's a sixth sense. I mean, these are just words for something we don't understand. So, I mean, I personally don't mind what anyone calls it, but it's certainly not ordinary behavior based on the normal 5 senses.
Another Friday evening, an Animal X decides to monitor Chalie to see just what she does. It's almost 7:15. And she's been on her beanbag now for about an hour. Time passes, and she lies patiently by the front window. Finally, 5.5 hours later, the reunion she's been waiting for. Her master is home. He'd left work at 6 o'clock. Chalie had predicted correctly yet again. Dr. Sheldrake says once we find out exactly how our pets make predictions, we could develop machines that do it better. And in the case of earthquakes, lives could be saved.
We'd understand a great deal more about animal nature, both in domestic animals and in wild animals. If we pay attention to these phenomena, obviously we'll learn nothing by neglecting them or by pretending they don't exist.
It's said there are stranger things in heaven and earth than we can think of. You've just seen some of them on Animal X.